Next theorem, if A and B are any two arbitrary elements of a group G, then order of A equal to order of B inverse AB. So here observe statement once, A and B are any two elements of G. Now we have to prove that order of A equal to order of B inverse AB. Proof, let M be the order of element A. That means order of A equal to M. That means M is the least positive integer for which A power M equal to E, where E is identity element of G. And also take order of B inverse AB equal to N. That means N is the least positive integer such that B inverse AB whole power N equal to E. Here also E is identity element in G. Now we want to prove that order of A equal to order of B inverse AB. That means it is sufficient to prove that M equal to N. So M equal to N means we can prove this by M is less than or equal to N and also M is greater than or equal to N. By proving these two, then we can say that M equal to N. Now consider B inverse AB whole power M. That means we are writing B inverse AB, B inverse AB, B inverse AB, M product of M factors, because here power M is there. That's why here in RHS contains M terms. Next we can write like this, B inverse AB without brackets and also writing B into B inverse in one bracket, but we know that B into B inverse is E. E into anything equal to anything, that's why AE equal to A, AE equal to A, AE equal to A. AB as it is. This AB is last AB. So here we are going to get A into A into A. How many times means M times, because here we have M factors. That means multiplication of A, M times means A power M. So, but we know that the value of A power M equal to E. Substitute here, then we get B inverse EB. But we know that B into E equal to B only. B inverse into B equal to E. So, here we get B inverse AB whole power M equal to E. But already we have B inverse AB whole power N equal to E. Now I need the relation between N and M. Observe, here we are going to get B inverse AB whole power M equal to E. Already we have B inverse AB whole power N equal to E. So, now I need the relation between N and M, because here we are taking order of B inverse AB equal to N means N is the least positive integer such that B inverse AB whole power N equal to E. That means N is the least satisfying this condition. Therefore, we can easily say that the relation between N and M is N is less than or equal to M. Take this as equation 1. Again, order of B inverse AB equal to N means N is the least positive integer such that B inverse AB whole power N equal to E. Here N is there, that's why we are going to multiply B inverse AB N times. So again the same thing, without brackets I am going to write like this and put bracket to BB inverse BB inverse, but BB inverse equal to E, A into E equal to A. So how many A's we are going to get? N A's, because here we are doing N times. That means A power N. Here we get B inverse A power n B equal to E. Now I need A power n. So here B inverse is in right place. That's why B inverse goes to this as B in left place only. B is in right place. So B goes to RHS as B inverse in right place. So B into E is B only. B into B inverse is E only. That means we are going to get A power n equal to E. So A power n equal to E means order of A is less than or equal to n. Already I told to you, whenever we get A power n equal to E, we can say that order of A is finite and order of A less than or equal to n. But we know that order of A is m. M is less than or equal to n. This is equation 2. From 1 and 2, we can say that m equal to n. But m is order of A, n is order of B inverse AB. That's why this theorem is completely proved.